Hello and welcome to Your World This Week, the weekly roundup for all the top news stories of the week. The top news stories this week are:
the massive spike in COVID-19 cases continues to be the top story this week. The daily COVID-19 tally surged past the 2 lakh cases mark this week, taking the total number of active cases beyond the 15 lakh mark. According to the Health Ministry data released on Friday morning, India reported 2,17,353 fresh infections, its highest single-day spike ever since the outbreak of the pandemic. The death toll has also been inching up, with more than 1,000 people losing their fight with COVID in a day. 10 states, including Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal have shown a steep rise in daily new COVID-19 cases, accounting for 79.10% of the new infections, the Health Ministry said on Friday. In the view of the unabated spike in cases, several states have imposed strict restrictions to flatten the curve. While Maharashtra has imposed 15 days Janata curfew, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced a weekend curfew in the national capital. Chandigarh too will be following a weekend curfew, the administration notified. Uttar Pradesh too has announced a full lockdown on Sunday to ensure people stay at home. Night curfew, meanwhile, has been imposed in many states, including Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana. Only essential services have been granted permission to remain operational during the curfew period. Staying with news related to coronavirus surge, the Central Board of Secondary Education has called off the Class 10 board examinations and postponed the Class 12 examinations. A final decision on the Class 12 examinations will be taken post a review of the ground situation in June. Nearly 3.5 million students will be directly impacted by CBSE's decision to call off the board examinations. Meanwhile, several states too have cancelled their respective board examinations in the backdrop of the massive surge. In a related move, the NEET PG medical entrance examinations scheduled for Sunday have also been postponed in light of the surge in COVID-19 cases. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan said that a new date for the examination, which will decide the careers of an estimated 1.7 lakh medical aspirants, will be announced later. With reports of vaccine shortage pouring in from across the country, the government took a key decision this week and granted emergency use approval for COVID-19 vaccines, which have been developed and are being manufactured in foreign countries, and have been granted emergency approval for restricted use by the US FDA, EMA, UK, MHAR, PMDA, Japan, or which are listed in WHO in the emergency use listing. Approval has also been given to Russia's Sputnik V vaccine, the first batch of which are expected to arrive in India soon. Moving on to some political news now, West Bengal Chief Minister and Trinamool Congress Chief Mamata Banerjee has urged the Election Commission to consider holding polls for all the remaining phases in West Bengal on a single day, instead of following the existing schedule with the 4 phases still to go amid the rising coronavirus cases. So far, the West Bengal Assembly polls have been held for 135 seats, and the remaining 159 seats go to polls between April 17th and 29th. Earlier, the EC had asked the political parties to strictly adhere to COVID-19 protocol issued by the Commission. The EC also clarified that there was no plan of clubbing the remaining phases. Staying with political news, Mamata Banerjee sat on a dharna in Kolkata to protest Election Commission's ban on her from campaigning. The poll panel has also observed that Mamata's speeches could lead to law and order problems in the state and had banned her from campaigning for 24 hours. The poll panel also cracked the whip on West Bengal BJP President Dilip Ghosh and has barred him from campaigning for 24 hours for what the panel felt as his highly provocative and insightful remarks. The BAFTA Film Award, selected by members of the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, was presented this week. The title for the best film went to Nomadland, while Promising Young Women won the Outstanding British Film Award. Priyanka Chopra Jonas, meanwhile, made heads turn at BAFTA Awards with her sartorial statement. The much-awaited season of Indian Premier League started on Friday when Royal Challengers Bangalore went up against the defending and one of the most successful teams in IPL history, Mumbai Indians. RCB won the match by 2 wickets. Next up, IPL brought in some power-packed matches between Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals, followed by Kolkata Knight Riders and Sunrisers Hyderabad. We saw a high-scoring match between Punjab Kings and Rajasthan Royals, where Punjab might have won the match by 4 runs, but Sanju Samson's outstanding and maiden ton of the season established him as a captain and a leader. Ben Stokes was ruled out of IPL due to a finger injury during the match. We also witnessed youngsters taking up charge both with the bat as well as the ball, like what Deepak Hooda did with bat, and how spinner Shehbaz Ahmed crushed through the batting line of SRH, taking away some of the biggies of the game. And this is the viral video of the week.
警察署長任命式を行います。
よろしくお願いいたします。
ありがとうございます。
Hope you liked this edition of Your World This Week. We will be back next week with yet another episode of Your World This Week. Have a good day.